Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today I've got the full in-depth Lawbringer guide that everybody's been asking for, and I've got my buddy Masterminder here to help me. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start. Let's start off first with the damage numbers. So first I'm going to show off the side light damage. The first hit of the chain is going to do 15 damage. The second light of the chain is going to also do 15 damage. And then the last hit of the chain is going to do 18 damage. For the top lights, the first hit of the chain is going to do 15 damage. The second one will also do 15 damage. And the third one will actually do 20 damage. So just as a quick recap for damage numbers on that, for side lights, it's going to be 15, 15, 18. For top lights, it's 15, 15, 20. So next up, we'll go over the damage on the heavy attack, starting from the side heavies. So the first side heavy is going to do 30 damage, followed up by 30 damage as well, and then it'll end with a 38 damage unblockable. Now for the top heavies, the first one is going to do 30 damage, the second one will do 35, and then the last one will do 40, and it'll be unblockable. Now with the top heavy finisher, if you do land it, you actually get a extra little bit of damage. It's called the Swift Justice finisher. All you have to do is press the right bumper or light attack, depending on the platform, and it's going to give you an extra 12 damage, totaling for 52 damage on your finisher. So just to recap our damage numbers for heavy attacks, for the side heavies it is 30, 30, 38, and the top heavies 30, 35, and 52. Lawbringer has a shove that he can do from neutral just by dodging and pressing guard, or he can do it after any heavies, whether he misses, blocks, or hits them. And after each shove that's been confirmed, it does have hyper armor first off, and he does get a confirmed light. And just as a side note here, after the shove, you can link into your second heavy in your chain, but it is not confirmed. Use that at your own discretion, but just go ahead and throw that in there for you guys. Now, as you guys probably know, once you do the shove into light, it does lead into your ad mortem. However, you guys probably don't know that this can happen. If the opponent has a 400 millisecond light attack, they are always going to be able to hit you out of that ad mortem if you do initiate it with a light attack prior to it. However, if you do get into your ad mortem after you've hit the enemy with a heavy attack, then the ad mortem is going to be confirmed. Even if they do have a 400 millisecond light attack, it'll just end up trading. Just as a disclaimer, this only works with the side ad mortems. The top ad mortem is a little bit too slow, and they're always going to be able to trade with you with their light attacks unless they're out of stamina. If the opponent does not have any 400 millisecond attacks, then it's safe to go ahead and throw out the ad mortem in most situations. The 500 millisecond lights will clash with you if you do engage with the light after shove. It will not hit you in time if you engage with a heavy into your ad mortem. Before we move on to parries and parry punishes, I just want to go ahead and throw in a little side piece of information for you guys. So with a Lawbringer, as one of his combos, he can throw a heavy into a light. That's been there forever. Now with these new changes, they did speed up his lights a little bit. However, you'll notice there's a big difference with his lights if you throw them immediately after your heavy or if you delay them. I'm going to 100% recommend delaying them, and I'm going to show you why right now. As you can see, there's almost a full 200 millisecond difference as far as how fast those lights come out. So definitely delay your lights, and that'll also help you out with your shove mix-up as well. Moving on to parries and parry punishes for out of stamina. So the first one to show you guys, of course, is off any parry, you guys do get an unblockable zone for 22 damage. This zone is unblockable and uninterruptible. Only time you really want to use this is going to be in gank situations where there's multiple enemies around you. If you're in a one-on-one fight and the enemy throws a heavy, your best parry option is probably just going to be with the light attack. That's going to be your light riposte. It's going to do 20 damage, and then afterwards you can follow up with either the second light in your chain or the second heavy in your chain. If there is a wall or a ledge behind the opponent, your best punish is going to be using the side heavy impale, which you can do off a heavy or a light parry. And if there is a wall, it's going to guarantee 40 damage, 10 from the impale, and then 30 from the heavy, which can lead into the rest of your combo, or a kill from the ledge. If you parry a light attack, it will guarantee you a top heavy, which will be your ad mortem finish, as well as your swift justice finisher tap with the right bumper or light attack afterwards, and that's going to total up to 50 damage. Now, if you guys didn't know, Lawbringer's new zone is faster than his previous one before the patch, so now you can actually use it as an option select. Now, for you guys that may or may not know what an option select is, basically it's an input you can put in that'll cover multiple options. For example, a parry as well as an attack, which is very, very common. Big examples are Nabushi's hidden stance, as well as Conqueror's zone attack. Those are probably the two biggest ones. So I'm going to go ahead and show you here how Masterminder uses the zone attack as a way to act as a parry as well as a guard break prevention. As you can see in that scenario there, if he'd thrown out a heavy just to parry, I would have got the guard break on him because of the startup on the heavy that makes him vulnerable to guard breaks. But since he used the zone, which doesn't have as much vulnerability, he's able to hit me, and it got me out of the guard break. Now, this isn't perfect. If you go against any characters that do have a soft feint guard break, like Kensei's finisher or the new Raider's soft feint, it's not going to work all the time. So use it at your own discretion against soft feinters. Next up is the out of stamina parry punish, and this is if an opponent throws an attack at you while they're out of stamina, and I'll be showing you what the maximum punish is. So I'm going to go ahead and roll the clip, and then I'm going to explain the damage numbers afterwards. Now, starting off with the parry, what you have to do is a delayed light riposte. If you do it too quick, the opponent won't fall down. If you do it too late, you'll just do a normal light attack, which won't do as much damage. So you'll have to practice that a little bit, but the timing's not too hard once you get used to it. The light riposte does 20 damage, and after that, you always want to follow up for a top heavy. It's going to do 35 damage, and it's going to stun the opponent. From here, you can throw a light in any direction to finish the combo, but what I prefer to do to try to get maximum damage is go ahead and have an ad mortem go out, and I usually fake it into a GB, and if you get that, you'll see what happens. From here, if you do successfully get the GB, what you need to do is throw them straight forward, and then you're going to throw a heavy in the direction your guard's already in, and then you're going to follow it up with a top heavy since it's going to do 5 extra damage. And then after that, I usually try to end the combo with a light, or you can throw an ad mortem. It's completely up to you at that point, whichever one you feel more comfortable with. At this point, you are pretty low on stamina though. So actually putting the numbers together for the entire combo with the sidelight finisher hitting, it's 138 damage and 140 if you hit the top light at the end. So crazy amount of damage. It's going to kill a majority of the cast, and most likely at this point you've probably already heard him a little bit, so it's a great combo. The last bit of info for you guys I want to leave is basically when you're out of stamina and you get a guard break, what's the best punish in different situations. So if you do get a GB on somebody, you do get a top light guaranteed. The side lights are not, so don't throw those. And if you do throw somebody against a wall from a distance, you do get a top heavy on them. If the enemy is close to a wall, do not go for a top heavy. What I would do is just make sure your guard is in the right side or left side whenever you throw them, and throw a side heavy. The sides will hit, the top heavy just takes a little too long. And that wraps it up for the video. So guys, I hope y'all enjoyed. I hope you guys learned something new. I hope some of these tips are going to help you out in your games of Lawbringer. I know he's a little bit different. He's still not like the greatest, but I love him. He's still my favorite. I do the best with him, and I win a lot of matches. So I hope this helps you out. If you guys have any questions on anything in particular, leave a comment, let me know, and I'll be sure to address it. I know I didn't get everything, like long arm and stuff like that, but I want to go over the important stuff. Anyways, thank you for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next video.